Wow, what a space and what a gorgeous crowd. I am absolutely, I haven't seen JD in the flesh. I'm sorry, I'm calling him JD, for a long time. Are you out there? Is he backstage? Where do they keep these guys? All right, I'm just like dying. Oh, there he is. Oh. You know, when you have the incredible privilege of spending some very formative years with someone, years in which you both shared passions and truly blazed trails. That person never really leaves you, and JD, you are always in my heart. And what an inspiration. I mean, this walk of fame obviously is all about, I would think, encouraging the next generation to dream and believe and follow their dreams. And I can't think of a better shining example than John Roberts. I first met him in 1978. I'd moved back from St. John's, Newfoundland, and got a job as a good news girl on 1050 Chum, that great station that top 40 station that I grew up listening to under the covers. So that was a fantasy. And then there was this boss jock working there, J.D. Roberts, absolutely hunky, gorgeous. I mean, just like smooth as silk. He still is. And J.D. was just like the dream guy. And all of a sudden, somehow, this funky radio station ended up buying an even funkier TV station, City TV. And J.D. and I got teamed up and were asked to host a groundbreaking show called The New Music. That was 1979. And that was pre-MTV. MTV hadn't even been invented yet. And there was this genius madman by the name of John Martin that was masterminding this whole thing under the auspices of another media visionary, Moses Neimer. And I remember the first day that JD and I were meeting with John Martin, and John Martin said, whatever you guys have to do in the next 48 hours, just do it. We want great chemistry here, and you've just got to make great chemistry. And it was like, we looked at each other like, who is this madman, and how are we going to make this happen? But somehow we just threw ourselves into our work. We were always, professionals, and JD was just the most amazing talent, I have to say. We used to call him the kamikaze pilot, because you could drop him into any situation and he could just fly. I mean, he would just really carry it off. He was never at a loss for words, and always just right on his game, and he inspired me so very much, even though I'm a few years older than him. But it was just great to have this incredible hot guy, to blaze trails with. Anyway, great, the times we had, in the back of these, vans driving to rock festivals. And it was just so gritty. It was gritty, because these rock stars hadn't been used to being on TV. And all of a sudden, there they were, and we were giving them a platform, and we would, just go into their hotel rooms with the cameras rolling, and we would just, ride on smoky tour buses with them, and we would hang out backstage with them, and we were all just making it up as we went along, flying by the seat of our pants. Then, a few years into stuff, I guess maybe it was around the early days of Much Music launching, which was another great fantasy, and I was like the rock flash girl, the news girl, and JD was, of course, the star VJ on Much Music, and he said to me one day, I will never forget, this guy with a mullet actually said to me, you know what, I've got a big plan here, I'm gonna get out of this, rock and roll thing, and I'm gonna go to the States, and I'm gonna get a job in news, and I'm gonna end up being on network news. And I'm like, right. Like, how is that ever gonna happen? But sure enough, all of a sudden, JD got a gig in the newsroom, and JD moved to the States, and JD ended up on, CBS. And and by that point, I was like running after Karl Lagerfeld trying to get a soundbite, while he was like running after Donald Trump trying to get a soundbite. But I always looked at that and thought, wow, this guy has really made it. Just inspired me once again, so very much. And then, as chief White House correspondent for CBS, and then he went over to CNN, incredible. And now he is our very own silver fox. We all just so enjoy watching him all the time. So JD, congratulations on this. Congratulations on inspiring a whole new generation to dream the dream. It's been an amazing adventure just knowing you and having all these exquisite memories to draw on. Thank you so much for being part of my life and part of the life of Mississauga. Congratulations.